We are on our way to the second site of Intel. This is the manufacturing complex for where they actually dice up the wafers. So you know the wafers that are nice and shiny and gold and round? Well, this is where they're received from Tel Aviv. And so FedEx ships them very securely, and this site is very, very secure. So we're in this kind of like small little van right here. It's amazing to see a site this large that is basically supplying so many of the CPUs for around the world. Yesterday's tour was just absolutely amazing. We got to see how basically like they bonded the substrate and like the die and all that stuff, putting the IHS on the die. The whole process, we got to see it all and got to hold some of the new unreleased CPUs that are around that they're working on right now. But today is that first step. When the wafers are here, they're slicing them up very carefully. They have to be extremely careful for this. Obviously sterile environments as well, especially for yesterday. We were in the full bunny suits. I even had to like cover my beard, cover my hair, like, yeah, go figure. But yeah, they were very strict about that. Today's not as strict, but yeah, we still have to wear some garments to make sure that it's a fairly clean environment. So looking forward to this. The road we're on now is very narrow. It's too big for the big buses that we're on, so we're all in these small little vans, and there's a number of these small little vans. There's a lot of media from around the world, some content creators are here, and yeah, we're just having a blast. Day 2 of Malaysia with the Intel Tech Tour. We're actually going around to different manufacturing sites where we can see how the CPUs that you know and love in your desktops and your mobile devices are actually created. Yesterday was amazing. We had to put on these sterile bunny suits and walk through all these like all white, hallways and everything to see how the whole manufacturing process is actually done. Here, this is really cool because the wafers, those golden wafers, are shipped in here from Tel Aviv, their site over there, and this is where they're very carefully sliced and diced so that they can then go to the facility from yesterday and actually start to get tested, processed, built into the actual CPUs that you know and love for your desktops. So I'm really excited about this. They have about 4 square kilometers, I believe, of stuff that we're going to go see. And we have to put away all of our technology. So can't get you footage like this, but we have more footage to come. So stay tuned. Let's go. I'm at the Intel manufacturing plant in Penang, Malaysia, and they make all kinds of stuff here, like these motherboards, things to test motherboards, the CPUs. They're cutting the fabs from like the whole silicon wafer stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing. And now we wait. So we all just ate here in the Intel cafeteria. We just are waiting our turn to put on the bunny suits so that we can go to the clean room and see how all these interesting, intricate pieces of hardware are made, where everything has to be incredibly clean so they get the highest yields possible. The better yields, the lower the prices for you. Are these the wafers?
Yes, they are.
All right. So this is what I've been hoping to actually see firsthand. These are the wafers. And please, an individual die. So tiles, these are individual tiles. That's awesome. So this is basically why we're here, in my opinion, to see the creation of all of this. Will you please tell us a bit about this?
Sure. Um, this is our IDM 2.0 expansion in Malaysia booth, right? It talks about the IDM 2.0 strategy that our CEO has, been advocating for, right, for the growth of Intel. Here we have some examples of the Wafers process, right? And we've displayed some wafers in the middle of the process to illustrate that. Okay. We start with tiles that we can either get from internal Intel fab or external foundry, TSMC, Samsung. Right? We place them on our base wafer. Right. These are where the true silicon via are. We build them and we do a redistribution layer and a bumping. We place them, the tiles on the base wafer, and this is what they'll look like. Okay. Right after chip attach, they look exactly like this. Right. The next step beyond that is we're gonna dispense epoxy to protect the joint. right, so that they'll pass reliability requirements. Right, we'll over mold it to give it some rigidity. This is what it looks like after molding. Right, it's an over molding process. We do this, because the following step is grinding and thinning.
Ah,
Right,
okay.
we grind the top so that it has better thermal conductivity.
You're lapping it,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we thin the bottom to reveal the TSVs for electrical connection. And we do the bumping on the bottom before we cut, and we cut them up into pieces and put them in tip and reel to send it to the assembly test factory.
It's crazy how this actually looks like film in a way.
Right. So these will fit into the thermal compression bonding machines that you guys see on the floor.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So one common question that I know viewers are going to have is, why is it circular? Because when you get to this point, it looks like some of these are cut off. So can you speak to that?
Right. So the silicon process, right, is a single crystal. When we pull the single crystal from the silicon ingot, it is with the Czochralski or CZ method. It comes in circular, right? I think we start either with the 8-inch, right? Historically, it's 8-inch. Now, right, most of the advanced fabs are 12 inches.
12 inches.
But it's driven by the ingot process.
So it's almost like it's grown in a way. So it's grown circular, and therefore that's where you are going to lose some of the edges here, and they're really going to focus on these in the center. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Welcome.
So this is some of the key stuff that's inside of your PCs, inside of a lot of the hardware that you actually have. These things are basically grown, long story short. It takes a lot of time, a lot of very detailed work in order to make this happen, because you need a clean environment. So that's where we're about to go inside here, put on these bunny suits, they call them, and we can't have any, open-toe shoes. It has to be all like sneakers, basically, pants. They even said like nothing frayed, no pen and pencil or anything like that, like no paper. This is a truly clean environment so that things like this can be made. It increases the yields, the cleaner the environment, obviously, so that they're not wasting as much of this. Because some of these, obviously on the round side or the outside, they're not able to use, so you need to be able to capture as much as possible. So I'm excited to get inside here and see this whole process actually unfold. So stay tuned for more.